Welcome to my real story. My name is Elena. I live with my husband Marcus and our son Daniel. Marcus and I have been married for 12 years. We are happy, or at least we have a nice life. A house and a garden. Marcus works hard. He is a good father and husband. 8 months ago, we hired Liam. Liam worked for us. He helps clean the house and takes care of the garden. He also helps with Daniel. He is nice and quiet. He always smiles at first. I did not think much about him. He was just there to help us. But one evening I came home late from work. Marcus was not home. He was still working. Daniel was asleep. Liam was sitting in the kitchen. He was reading a book. I sat with him. We talked. He told me about his life. He is from another city. He came here for work. He has no family here. He lives alone. We talked for a long time that night. After that, things started to change. One night, Marcus had to go on a business trip. He was away for 3 days. It was just me, Daniel, and Liam. On the first night, we had dinner together. After Daniel went to bed, I sat with Liam again. We talked like before. We laughed. He made me feel good. I liked talking to him. Then something happened. I kissed him. It was just a small kiss, but it felt big. I pulled away. I told him it was a mistake. He didn't say anything. He just looked at me. That night, I couldn't sleep. I felt so bad. I kept thinking about Marcus. What had I done? I loved Marcus. I still do, but something was different now. I had kissed Liam, and I couldn't take it back. I told myself it would never happen again. I promised myself it was just one mistake. But a few days later, it happened again. Marcus was still away. I was alone with Liam. This time we kissed for a long time. It wasn't just a small kiss. It was real, and I didn't stop it now. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I had a secret, and it was big. I didn't want to tell Marcus. He would be so angry. He would never forgive me. But I didn't know how to stop what was happening with Liam. Every time I saw him, I felt something strong. It was like a fire inside me. I couldn't control it. Days passed, and everything seemed normal. Marcus didn't know anything. He came home from his trip, and life went on as usual. I cooked dinner. We watched TV. We played with Daniel. But inside, I felt different. I was keeping a secret, and it was heavy. I couldn't tell anyone. Liam still worked for us. He was good with Daniel. He was always polite to Marcus. When we were all together, everything looked normal. But when Marcus wasn't around, things were different. Liam and I would look at each other. We didn't talk about what happened, but we didn't need to. We both knew. I felt guilty all the time when I kissed Marcus. I thought about Liam when I was with Daniel. I thought about the secret. It was always there in my mind, and it was getting bigger every day. I couldn't sleep at night. I stayed awake thinking about my mistake. I thought about telling Marcus. I wanted to tell him, but I was scared. What would he say? What would he do? I didn't want to lose him. I didn't want to hurt him, but I had already hurt him. Even if he didn't know, one night, I was lying in bed next to Marcus. He was sleeping. I looked at him and felt so sad. He didn't know what I had done. He trusted me. He loved me, and I had broken that trust. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. I just lay there thinking about my mistake, thinking about how everything had changed, and wondering if things could ever go back to the way they were before Liam came into our lives. I kept asking myself, why did I do it? Why did I kiss him? What was missing in my life that made me make such a terrible choice? Marcus was a good man. He worked hard for our family. He loved me. And Daniel, he did everything right. So why wasn't that enough for me? Why did I need something more? I didn't have answers to these questions, and that made everything even harder. A few weeks later, something changed. I found out that Marcus was also hiding something from me. He had been seeing someone else. I didn't know who she was, but I knew he was meeting her in secret. I saw messages on his phone. They were from a woman. At first, I was angry. How could he do this to me? I was his wife. But then I realized I had done the same thing. I was no better than him. We were both living a lie. Now everything was even more complicated. We were both keeping secrets. I didn't know what to do. Should I tell him about Liam? Should I ask him about the woman? Or should we both keep quiet and pretend everything was fine? The weight of these secrets was crushing me. I felt like I was drowning, and there was no way out. Every day I put on a smile and pretended everything was okay. But inside I was falling apart. I looked at Daniel and felt so guilty. He deserved better than this. He deserved parents who were honest and faithful to each other. He deserved a home without lies and secrets. But that wasn't what we were giving him. Marcus and I were both betraying each other. And we were betraying our son too, even if he didn't know it yet. One night, I made a decision. I couldn't live like this anymore. I couldn't keep the secret. It was too heavy. I had to tell Marcus the truth, even if it hurt him, even if it ended our marriage. I couldn't lie anymore. I sat down with him after dinner. Daniel was asleep. Liam had gone home for the night. I looked at Marcus and took a deep breath. Marcus, I need to tell you something, I said. My voice was shaking. He looked at me, confused. What is it? He asked. I've been seeing someone, I said. I couldn't look him in the eye. There was silence. Then he spoke. Who? I told him everything. I told him about Liam, about the kiss, about the nights when he was away. I told him I was sorry. I told him I loved him. I cried, and I waited for him to say something. Marcus didn't say anything at first. He just sat there looking at me. I didn't know what he was thinking. I was afraid he would leave. I was afraid he would yell. But he didn't. Finally he spoke. I've been seeing someone too, he said. Now it was my turn to be silent. I didn't know what to say. It started a few months ago, he said. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. I'm sorry. We both sat there not knowing what to do. We had both made mistakes. We had both hurt each other. But now everything was out in the open. There were no more secrets. We decided to talk, really talk. We talked about our marriage, about our mistakes, and about what we wanted. It wasn't easy, but we both agreed that we still loved each other. We didn't want to end our marriage. We wanted to try and fix it. The next day, we made some changes. We let Liam go. It wasn't easy, but it was the right thing to do. We also decided to go to marriage counseling. We knew it would take time, but we wanted to make things right. Months passed, and things slowly got better. Marcus and I worked on our marriage. We spent more time together. We talked more. We were honest with each other. It wasn't perfect, but it was better after Liam left. It felt strange at home. The house felt quiet, almost too quiet. Daniel missed him. He asked where Liam had gone, and I told him Liam had found another job. It wasn't a complete lie, but it wasn't the whole truth either. That was the hardest part of all this, trying to keep the truth from my son, trying to protect him from the ugly reality of what his parents had done. Marcus and I went to counseling once a week at first. It was hard. We had to talk about our mistakes, our feelings, and why we both did what we did. The counselor asked us questions that made me think about things I didn't want to think about. Why did you kiss Liam? The counselor asked me. I didn't know how to answer. I loved Marcus, but I still kissed Liam. Why did I do it? I told the counselor that I felt alone. Marcus was always working. He was always busy. I felt like we were living separate lives. Liam made me feel seen. He made me feel special. Marcus looked hurt when I said that, but it was the truth. We both needed to hear the truth. Trust is a hard thing to rebuild. After I told Marcus about Liam, he didn't trust me the same way. He didn't say it out loud, but I could feel it. If I came home late, he would ask where I had been. If I was on my phone, he would look at me differently. I couldn't blame him. I didn't trust him completely. either not after learning about the other woman. The counselor told us that trust takes time. She told us we had to be patient. I wanted things to go back to normal, but I knew it would take time. Every day I worked hard to show Marcus that I was sorry, that I loved him, and that I wanted to make things right. Marcus did the same. He started coming home earlier from work. We had dinner together as a family more often. We spent weekends doing things together, like going to the park with Daniel or watching movies at home. It wasn't easy, but we were trying. One day, I asked Marcus about the woman he had been seeing. I hadn't asked before because I was afraid of what he might say. But now I needed to know, who was she? I asked him one night after Daniel went to bed. Marcus looked uncomfortable. He didn't want to talk about it, but I needed to hear the truth. Her name is Victoria. He said she works at my office. I felt a pain in my chest. When he said her name, I didn't want to know anymore, but I had to ask, do you still see her? No, Marcus said quickly. It ended before you told me about Liam. That made me feel a little better, but it still hurt. Marcus had been seeing someone else while I was at home taking care of Daniel, thinking everything was fine. It wasn't fair. But then again, I had done the same thing. We sat in silence for a while, then Marcus spoke again. I'm sorry, Alina. I made a mistake. I love you. I don't want to lose you. I love you too, I said, and I meant it. We both had made mistakes, but we both wanted to fix things. Months passed, and things slowly improved. Marcus and I started to trust each other again. We talked more, spent more time together, and made sure we didn't hide anything. We also made new rules for our relationship. If something was bothering us, we had to talk about it right away. No more secrets, no more hiding. It was hard at first, but it made things better. Daniel was happier too. He didn't ask about Liam anymore. He was just happy to have both of his parents spending time with him. We played games, went to the zoo, and had fun together as a family. It felt good to be together again. But there were still hard days. Some days I would think about Liam and feel guilty. Some days I would wonder if Marcus thought about Victoria. But we didn't let those thoughts stay for long. We pushed them away and focused on the future. We learned that healing takes time and patience. We couldn't expect everything to be perfect right away. We had to work at it every single day. We had to choose to love each other, even when it was hard, even when we remembered the pain we had caused each other. One year after everything happened, Marcus and I took a trip together, just the two of us. Daniel stayed with my sister, and Marcus and I went to a small beach town for a week. And it was the first time we had been alone together in a long time. The trip was good for us. We walked on the beach, had dinner at nice restaurants, and talked about our future. We both agreed that we wanted to stay together. We wanted to make our marriage work. On the last night of the trip, Marcus surprised me with something. He pulled out a small box from his pocket. Inside was a new wedding ring. I want us to start fresh, he said. A new ring for a new start. Tears filled my eyes. I didn't expect this. I thought about everything we had been through, all the mistakes, all the pain. But now we had a chance to start over. I love you, Marcus. I said, I love you too, Alina. He replied. We put the past behind us and focused on the future. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Now Marcus and I are closer than ever. We learned from our mistakes, and we became stronger because of them. Our marriage isn't perfect, but it's real. We trust each other, we talk to each other, and we never keep secrets anymore. Daniel is growing up fast. He's happy, and he loves spending time with us. He doesn't remember much about Liam, and I'm glad. I want him to grow up in a home full of love and honesty. Sometimes I think about the past, about the mistakes we both made, but I don't let those thoughts stay for long. We have a new life now, a better life, and I'm grateful for For that Marcus and I still go to counseling sometimes just to keep things strong. We've learned that marriage is something you have to work on every day. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Looking back, I realize how close we came to losing everything. Our marriage could have ended because of the secrets we kept, but instead we found a way to fix it. We found a way to move forward. I'm not proud of what I did with Liam, and I know Marcus isn't proud of what he did with Victoria. But we learned from our mistakes, and we became stronger because of them. Life is full of challenges, and marriage is one of the biggest challenges of all. But if you love someone, if you really love them, you can get through anything. Marcus and I are proof of that. Now I feel happy and at peace. Our home is full of love and laughter, and that's all I ever wanted. We're not perfect, but we're real, and that's what matters most in this world. Goodbye to you. Thank you for being in my life.